Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet. Go behind the scenes and beyond the headlines with the biggest names in pro wrestling and beyond.
Mr. Sandman.
All I ever wanted to be was a pro wrestler. So I got to live my life and make people really happy.
The Heartbreak Kid himself, Shawn Michaels.
Do you think there's anybody better than you were?
I think I was great at what I did, and I think other people were great at what they did as well. Greatness is more a mindset, I think, than anything else.
Mindset, motivation, insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
11 o'clock here on Three-Man Front. Landrum, Pat, Conrad, and Molly. Rodney Orr, Tighter Insider, along momentarily. Braves in action this afternoon. They win last night in Pittsburgh to even up that series. Rubber game today, and they get started. Braves still in first place in the National League East by 3 games. The Phillies losing yesterday in their matchup with the Cincinnati Reds. They're at Great American Ballpark. Well, right there in downtown Homewood, you got Mandu, electrical muscle stimulation fitness, all FDA approved. And the great thing about Mandu, I'll get right to it, it's the time you're going to save at Mandu by going through a 15-minute workout because of that technology. It's the equivalent to 6 hours of working out in a gym. You can't beat that. It fits your schedule. I can absolutely testify to the fact that it gives you results. Sign up for Mandu. Your first visit's free. They put you in the suit. They put you through the workout. It's 15 minutes long. You decide if it's right for you. Paul and his staff, wonderful people, downtown Homewood, MANDUU.com. That's 2 U's, MANDUU.com. Tell Paul and the gang that Landrum from Jock sent you.
Joining us now from Tuscaloosa on the Higginbotham Hotline, Rodney Orr from Tighter Insider. Rodney, I hope you're well on this Thursday.
I'm doing well, guys. How's it going?
We are hanging in there like a loose tooth, Rodney. Hope you are as well. I want to start with the Raekwon Butler, linebacker for the 2028 class. So one of my favorite towns in Alabama, Lochapoka High School down in Notasulga, Alabama. What can you tell us about Mr. Butler and the potential of him being in Tuscaloosa in a couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a long way off. You know how those are. There's so many early commitments, and then they flip somewhere else. We're seeing them going different places from the 2027 class, some of the early commitments, that they had. And I expect that's probably what will happen with some of these as far as he's concerned. Butler, he's obviously had a great camp at Alabama and impressed a lot of people, got an offer, committed here this week, and 6'3", 205 linebacker. Just seems to have the frame that they like to be able to develop and fill out. He's, like I said, he's not really big right now at about 205 pounds, but he's got the frame to fill out. And, he's got some other offers that have rushed in. I know it's early, so they haven't really rated some of these players yet. So we'll see where he ends up in terms of the rankings for interest purpose. But I do think that obviously he's turning some heads, with some of these other programs that have offered too.
Who are some of those other maybe more prominent names? And I know that Alabama's going to be limited as far as maybe how many they want to take, but any of those other big names that are still out there that Alabama would take if they committed?
For 2027?
Yeah.
I'm sure if Monshawn Sells called
right.
and said he wanted to come, he would be the obvious one. I think probably they're about done in that regard. Now, they may take some other guys that are what we call now scholarship only. That could happen. You could see that. And plus, things change. Sometimes a guy may want to flip that we can't predict right now. And then sometimes guys emerge during the fall that become really highly touted. So things can change, obviously, over the process right now, but there's just not really a lot out there in terms of the bigger names. I think there's only like 4 of the top 100 players in the country that are still uncommitted, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Sales is one of those. So just not a lot out there in terms of the highly regarded players.
Rodney, from your perspective, and we have noted this on this program for quite some time now, you were the first one that alerted us that, hey, listen, folks, don't be shocked that Alabama is going to have a smaller class this year. But from your perspective, based on the commitments that they currently have, do you think that they have addressed the areas of need that this football team needs for 2027?
Yeah, I think the thing that really strikes me is I'll just look at it. They've got 2 really good quarterbacks. You always got to keep that quarterback room full. There could be some movement there, obviously, after this year. So securing a couple of good ones is always I think it's a good philosophy. 2 good running backs. Newkirk out of Georgia and then Ty Phillips out of South Carolina. Those are two really good running backs. Two good tight ends. They really needed that. They wanted that. And I think they filled that. They got a good place kicker out of Texas. I think that's a valuable pickup, I think, to be able to have that. They got a cornerback that they really wanted. They've got a deep secondary, but Darius White's really good. He fits the bill that they like. A.J. Pauley's a really good defensive lineman, and I think Stafford, the Willis kid, the offensive lineman, is a guy that can develop over time. I think really, to me, and again, I know it's changed with the portal. You hit the portal for linemen. You'd like to see them have got a few more, maybe on both sides of the ball, ideally. And I think you lost Mitchell Turner. I think that was a big loss, a really big loss. He was a guy that you focused on the defensive line at Louisville, Mississippi, committed to Ole Miss. So you've taken a few hits. But overall, from the group, the small group, it looks to be a pretty solid class, and I think that the group as a whole will be in terms of when the final rankings come out of players. I think some of these guys will probably get bumped up some.
Rodney Orr, Tighter Insider, joining us here on Three Man Front. All of our guests join us on the Higginbotham Hotline. As for this team that we're going to see that Kalen DeBoer fields this season, Rodney, offensive line, you feel better about Alabama's offensive line potential heading into the season? Just comparing to last July, when I probably asked you the same question.
Honestly, no idea. And I say that, I know it's probably a bad answer, but it's just true. I mean, until we see them out there, they had 15 practices together. I mean, they have a long way to go. Talking to some people that played the game, that understand offensive line play, that got to watch them. Yeah, they saw some potential, but they saw a lot of concerns in the spring. They've got to obviously, and look, again, 15 practices, that's not much for a group of guys with so many new faces. There's some youth there, a lot of inexperience in terms of Jackson Lloyd at left tackle. Even Michael Carroll, he played a lot as a freshman, but he's still not that experienced. And they've got the new faces there too. So I just think it's really hard to say. There was, not only the run blocking, but, I was told from spring practice that pass protection looked to be a real issue. And again, not that that's unexpected 15 practices in. I wish I could answer that better, Landrum, but that's just being as honest as I can be. It just remains to be seen.
Okay, and I know you're probably going to say this is ditto for this question, but I want to phrase the same question that Landrum just asked you, but about the running back room. Would you say the same thing that you just said about the offensive line?
I will say this about the running backs. The opportunities that we had to watch them in the spring, I was impressed with what I saw from Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley from a physical standpoint. It looked like Riley had gotten a little bigger. Obviously very, very quick he is. And Daniel Hill had really lost some weight. I think Grubb said like 19 pounds. He looked like a different player physically. His feet looked quicker. Now, again, that's just, the quickness and the physical appearance. They look like they had really put in the effort. So from that standpoint, I thought those guys looked better. I know that A.K. Deere has a ton of potential. He's extremely explosive, big play guy, great vision running. It's just with the ball, when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, does he know everything he's supposed to do? Does he know his assignments? That's a big key there. Crowell could be the X factor. I mean, he is an extraordinarily talented guy, 220 pounds. Again, how much does he kind of know in terms of all the details of the offense? I think it took a hit in the spring because he missed that opportunity to develop. And, hopefully he can catch on real quickly. I think that the running back room does have a chance to be improved.
Okay, a guy that Alabama, one of those prize guys out of the transfer portal, as we extend out and we go to the wide receiver position, Noah Rogers. We know he was carted off during the spring. Any update as to maybe his progression with getting healed and how much we could potentially see him?
Yeah, I think, the general feeling has been sometime maybe late October when he could return. That could change, could maybe a little earlier, maybe hopefully not a little later. But no, I think that they expected him to be obviously a key performer for them, and that was a big blow. So you've got to have some guys step up. But right now, I think it's he's going to miss several games, and hopefully when he comes back, he'll be full force. But that's it's a real loss.
In regards to the defense, all the accolades are on the secondary. But if there's an area of concern for you personally on the defensive side of the ball, what position group would give you the most pause?
I would think probably because of the lack of experience, it'd be inside linebacker. I think obviously Caleb Woodson coming in from Virginia Tech, very productive. He's got a lot of experience. He's a great athlete, former safety. So I think he brings a lot, and a lot of leadership too. I know they were really pleased with the leadership that he showed in the spring, just coming in from Virginia Tech and taking the bull by the horns the way he did. I like QB Reese too. I mean, he's a heady ball player, and I think he's got a chance to certainly make a strong contribution. Caden Jones has been around. The young guys, Luke Metz really stood out in A-Day. He's aggressive. He's got a nose for the ball. He's a guy that I'd really watch. And then, of course, you got Duke Johnson, Abdul Sanders, a couple of other guys. But it's just the inexperience there. And I do think they have to be better on the defensive line against the run. They just got gashed and pushed around up the middle quite a bit at times against the more physical teams. So that's an area that they have to be a lot better, frankly. And I think with the additions of Terrence Green, Kedrick Bingley-Jones, Devin Tompkins, Jeremiah Beeman coming back, London Simmons will be healthy. I think all of those guys should certainly help them improve in that area.
What's the consensus on your message board there at Tighter Insider, Rodney, with fans? Would you say more optimistic about a college football playoff berth this season or more on the fence?
Well, the vocal ones mostly, I would say, lean towards kind of wait and see to negative.
That's where Conrad is, we feel like. Yeah, wait and see to negative.
Maybe he's one of those on there that's
it's probably
kind of perpetuating that.
Yes.
But no, that I think. But then there's obviously there's some optimism as well. But I think most people are kind of saying, let's take a wait and see what happens. This team obviously has a lot of potential, but can they get it done? And I think the first 5 games are really going to be important because it's going to give them an opportunity to improve, develop, and get some confidence and hopefully have their quarterback ready to go when Georgia comes here.
Rodney, do a segment every day called Pat Ponders, and I ask the group 5 questions. A lot of times, most of the time, it's dealing with sports issues, thought-provoking type of questions. And I asked them something earlier this week, and if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you, and if you have an opinion on this, we'd love to hear it. If not, I don't want to put you on the spot. But this was the question I asked him. I said, what if scenario for Kalen DeBoer? If he makes the college football playoff the next 3 seasons, but does not make the national championship game, does he get a year 4 in Tuscaloosa? What do you say?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I would say. I would, yeah. I mean, I think eventually they're going to want to see that the fans and everybody wants to see competing for a national championship, obviously getting there. But I think right now, I would say yes.
Okay.
That if he gets to the playoffs the next 3 years, here's a question: does he get there this year? Okay, so if they don't get there this year, then look forward to 2027 because everyone's talking about that's the big year.
Right.
Right. But you look at that schedule, and they've got Texas and Ohio State, and they've got some other tough teams on there. If they don't get there this year, there's no guarantee for 2027.
Good
that
point.
could be tough.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is Rodney Orr. For all your inside information about Alabama athletics, you need to sign up for Tighter Insider at TighterInsider.com. Rodney, always a pleasure, man. Catching up with you every Thursday. Appreciate it as always. And we will talk to you next week.
Thanks, Rodney.
Okay, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Rodney joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
No concern coming from our friend across the glass in what Rodney just told us. We will hash it out, as uncomfortable as it may be for Conrad, and we'll do it next.
Great conversation with Rodney Orr from Tighter Insider. If you missed that interview, you can always download the 3-Man Front podcast. We'll talk to Rob Pate coming up later this hour, 1 o'clock. Jake Hatch from KSL Radio in Salt Lake City. If you need a new roof that you can count on, then you need to call Abide Roofing today, 205-577-7338. Whether your new roof has been damaged by a recent storm, it's showing signs of age, or you simply want the peace of mind that comes with a quality roof that is over your head, you need the team at Abide to get on your roof, give you a free estimate, take a look, make sure everything's okay. The number's 205-577-7338. Abide specializes in roof repairs, full roof replacements like they did in my house. They're doing a partial roof repair on Conrad's as we speak. They're going to give you inspections. They're the insurance claim assistants. Travis Lloyd and his experienced professionals, they use quality materials, provide honest recommendations, and they stand behind every job they complete. Call Abide Roofing today, 205-577-7338. That's Abide Roofing. Check them out online at abideroof.com.
Just hung out with our friend Rodney Orr, Tighter Insider, asking Rodney about the projections and what we could see concerning for Noah Rogers, because I think that got missed by some. Noah Rogers, one of the prized pickups out of the transfer portal, a 4-star pickup, if you will, at wide receiver, coming from NC State, and not being available. And Rodney's saying that he's hearing late October. So that puts you into the final third of the regular season.
Yeah, right before the LSU game. And
then what kind of Noah Rogers do we get? If we get him at that point, that's a concern. Offensive line, obviously, that's a wait and see. So a lot of question marks for Kellen DeBoer as he enters his third season.
Very much so.
Maybe you could argue the toughest schedule that he's had since he's been there.
And as Rodney pointed out, it's not going to get any easier the next year.
No.
Playing the likes of Texas and Ohio State. So.
But Conrad, I do have maybe something that could cheer you up. You are projected by Sporting News and the Bill Bender, our friend, to go to a bowl game, which is good. Auburn is not.
That's good. Yeah, I saw ESPN put out some projections, and Alabama has a 96% chance to win 6 or more games. So that's good.
6 or more?
Yeah, 6 or more.
Not 9 or more?
No, 6 or more.
6 or more.
6 or more. So that's good.
Bill Bender has Alabama playing SMU in the ReliaQuest.
Will that be a hot ticket?
Probably not. Don't think I'll be making the trip for that one.
For SMU fans.
You don't want to go to Tampa?
No. Twice in 1 year is a lot.
After you go for SEC Media Days?
Twice is a lot in 1 year.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun. You can stake out all the places.
So was it weird not having soccer to watch yesterday?
It was, but I got over it.
Are you kind of getting through the withdrawals?
Yeah, I got over it. It was a little bit weird.
They're back at it today.
Not to have, we got a big one on the pitch today.
Yeah.
Where are they playing that one?
3:00. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of checked out. I knew it would.
But the reason I bring this up, this is fascinating.
Gillette Stadium.
Oh, yeah, Boston.
That's right. A good place to have it.
So U.S. bettors set all sorts of records on Monday for USA versus Belgium. The match was the most wagered soccer game in the history of the United States. The number of bettors and betting volume for that match. More people bet on that game than any wagered on game in the 2025 college football playoff. You heard that right, folks. Also, more people bet on Monday night on that soccer game than any NCAA tournament game from this year's March Madness. Oh, it gets better. More people bet on Monday night's game than any game of the NBA championship series this spring. 81% of all bets that were placed on Monday night was on the United States to advance. So needless to say, when 81% of all wagers went towards Team USA and they lose, guess who wins? The house. Vegas wins. It was a huge, profitable night for all those big buildings and casinos in Las Vegas, Nevada. There was even one bettor at Circus Sports that bet $750,000 on the U.S. to advance. One guy.
Cody Campbell.
I don't know if it was Cody, but $750K. But to think that was the largest betted match in the history of the United States, and it eclipsed any college football playoff game that was held last year or any NCAA tournament game from this previous year, that is mind-boggling to me.
I know that more international money when the World Cup, and we're on this stage, you're going to get more bet from outside of the U.S., but I wonder how much the World Cup attracts like the world's billionaires and the mega millionaires of the world that typically they may have never watched an NBA game, never thought about firing in on a college game, but they're going to fire in on a World Cup game.
But some person betting $750,000 that the United States was going to advance?
Yeah, I can't pretend to ever live in that stratosphere ever.
I mean, would you have put $75 on it, let alone $750,000?
No. I would have been gritting my teeth at $7.50.
I know, based on the history of what you and I have experienced in our lifetime.
There's no way. If I was placing a bet Monday, if I was forced to place a bet, it would have been on Belgium.
81% of this country bet on the United States. So listen, you saw it. The patriotic pride in this nation, and it showed up in the pocketbook because 81% of the country said the United States is going to advance.
Yeah, and that's what I worry about. I worry, have you burned the equity just with not a loss, just a terrible performance.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is we got 4 years before we get really fired up about this team again. And who knows who they're going to be coached by.
I also saw that the U.S. team, because of the way they advanced, there's $16 million that will go to the U.S. men's national team through the World Cup, through FIFA. $16 million. But based on their collective bargaining agreement between the women's and the men's team, you remember when that kerfuffle came about a couple years ago, that the women, weren't getting as paid as much as the men, but the women, they've won 4 World Cups and we've won nothing on the men's side. They are splitting that $16 million. So the women's national team will get half of whatever the men's team generated, which I think that's a good thing.
Oh, I think it's great. I have no problem with it.
Yeah. So $16 million will be split.
Some could argue that maybe they deserve the line share.
Yeah. And speaking of money, since we are talking about FIFA, the International Soccer Organization, FIFA, they are projecting a $13 billion in revenue off the tournaments being held here in North America. And they expect a $10 billion profit. So they're going to bring in $13 billion, and based on the price and the things that they have to pay for, they're going to clear $10 billion. FIFA, $10 billion. That will be their profit off of this World Cup cycle. That is roughly 2 to 3 times higher than their last 2 World Cups. So it's a huge success. When you can make 2 to 3 times more profit than these other tournaments. That's why I think it will be back in the United States after they get through the next 2 cycles, because it's such a huge moneymaker. When FIFA can bring in $10 billion in profit, but also Fox, they're going to make around $1 billion themselves, the television network, $1 billion because of advertising deals. FIFA gave the network a $1 billion discount for the media rights deal. FIFA didn't even open up the bidding to ESPN, NBC. They gave it to Fox because Fox said, listen, we will do like 3 World Cups in a row. And so FIFA gave them a bargain, kind of like a $1 billion discount. So Fox is paying roughly the same fee it paid in 2022 for the World Cup that was in Qatar. Except this one, this year in the United States, is worth 3 times more because of the advertising. They paid $485 million for this World Cup. Fox did. And they're going to clear $1 billion profit off the World Cup. They expect the U.S. TV rights for the 2030 World Cup, which is going to be up for negotiation. It will start at $1 billion. So it will double what Fox is paying this year.
If they were getting that discount. And I told you that I'd seen where a 30-second ad, they were going for crazy amounts when the U.S. was playing, but the standard ad, and there's a ton of ads, and there's more that goes into it. But yeah, they don't get into it to lose money, so that's good. But that's really good for the country, because the thing that I've enjoyed, and I told you more about this World Cup, is watching fans from other countries come to our country for the first time. and getting to see them share that, because we didn't get to see that back. We didn't have social media. Everybody had access, right there at the palm of their hand to go and watch these reactions. But to see just what we've seen from across the country and people genuinely getting to know our country, the good things about our country I'm talking about, great things about our country, it's been great. So bring it back. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think after the next 2 cycles, I would be shocked if it's not back in North America, or maybe just in the United States instead of, letting Mexico and Canada have a couple games.
All SEC stadiums.
There you go. Let's sell them out based on what we've seen this year. Rob Pate will join us in about 15 minutes. We'll talk some Big 12 football in the 1 o'clock hour. This is 3-Man Front on Jocks. It is 11:33 here on Jocks. Phone lines are open, 205-834-9450. Everyone's excited about tomorrow's new jersey that Landrum will debut on YouTube. Tune in for that tomorrow.
Yes. It's going to take a lot of steam to get all the wrinkles out.
I did not.
Do you have a trick for that, by the way, with the Nike jerseys?
Oh, it's just called a steamer.
Well, I have a steamer.
Yeah.
But is there another trick?
No, that's about it.
Okay.
I did not sense the excitement level was not what I was anticipating when you sent me a text last night.
Why?
I don't know. When I said, "Are you happy? Are you pleased?" And I don't know. I expected more adjectives than what I got.
I was pleasantly surprised, number one, that I finally got it. But number two, the quality of the jersey. I mean, it all added up. It looked like it was made by Nike.
Great. Awesome.
Wait, so it wasn't made by Nike?
I don't know.
It's got a Nike swoosh on it, though,
It
right?
does.
I mean, it's got all the...
It does. But with all the technology we have.
Yeah, I got you.
With AI and cloning and who knows?
It's like the Ray-Bans I bought in Ecuador, and then the Ray-Bans logo fell off.
I like to think that this jersey was made by a hardworking Oregonian and just somehow got put in the wrong box and accidentally got shipped to China.
I think we should send it to Phil Knight, have him inspect it, and just see what he says.
He could probably spot it from a mile away.
Did your wife see it and she said she wanted one?
No, she said, though, she liked it.
Okay.
She likes me in the red.
Was she mad that you didn't get her one as well?
No. This is your first red Braves jersey?
It's my first red Braves jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is big. You bought, what, 2 this year now? You bought the 250 one and then the
I love it.
The blue one?
He's a committed fan, unlike you. You do not have a Yankees jersey. You claim that you lost your Yankees jersey and you've not replaced it.
I have not.
That's not a fan.
How'd you lose your Yankees jersey?
When we moved, we gave a lot of clothes away to Goodwill, and I think my wife accidentally put it in the wrong bag.
But why would that not be like one of the top things that you need to make sure that, like, you put it in your car?
You
like you
put
don't
it
put
in
it
your
in a
sports
box.
memory box.
Yeah.
Or you don't put it in with your old crusty hoodie that you're going to throw out.
Well, I had the shadow box for the Tua jersey, and everything else just kind of, The Bray Hubbard jersey got hung up, and the Yankees one just...
Look, here's the good news. Without you having to go, because you're having to spend a lot these days, without you having to go out and buy a new jersey, I think what you should do is get a white T-shirt made by Hanes or Jockey.
And get a Sharpie and just draw pinstripes on it?
It's super easy with that uniform.
Yeah, and with that logo, I mean, anybody can draw an NY.
Get Paige to help you with the N and the Y.
No, I got a better idea. Just do the road jersey.
Oh, the gray one? Yeah, just get a gray, just a plain gray jersey, right? New York
on the side of it. Yeah.
Block style New York. Now, I will want a little white outline on those letters.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. That's fine. Just get white out.
Seriously, will you attempt that? They look great.
I mean, everybody else on the show is going to be wearing a jersey tomorrow, for the exception of you.
I'll find a jersey to wear.
Do we need a listener to give you a jersey?
No, I'm good.
Like Don.
I'm good. I'll figure it out.
Don will find you one.
Yeah.
I'll find one.
I'm sure he's got a Cubs jersey, right? Would you wear a Cubs jersey?
No. I wouldn't do that to you.
I don't care. We're 5-1 against them this year.
Just like I wouldn't wear Phillies jersey I wouldn't do that. I don't want to do that. What?
Don racing around town right now.
Yeah.
Going to Goodwill and Salvation Army. And
he's going straight to Dick's.
Do they sell Cubs jerseys there?
Let me see. Yankees jersey near me.
Yeah. How quickly could you? I'm sure you can get one on Amazon, right? You get a knockoff Yankees jersey. Mike Newton. How about Mike Newton? I'm sure Mike Newton's got a ton of jerseys.
Yeah, he probably does.
He's got the real deal. Like he's got like probably one that Derek Jeter wore.
If I found you a Yankees T-shirt, but it was cut for a woman, would you wear it?
No, I have a Yankees T-shirt I could wear.
Okay.
If it was cut for a
If it
woman.
was cut for a woman.
These are
Thank
questions
you.
I need to ask before I go and make this
That's
purchase.
a good question.
Who is this for? Your wife? No, that's a guy I work with.
So how quickly can you get a jersey?
You're not getting one from Dick's here.
No. I did see they
You got
have
some
on
some Brave stuff.
Yeah, I saw. I guess it was on Fanatics. They had Garrett Cole jerseys on clearance, but it's only like 3XL. So that would be
Can you like
That
buy
looked
it
a
and
little
then
silly
get
on
it?
me. What? Just wash it and dry it like 20 times overnight.
Yeah, just wash it in hot
Shrink it
water.
as much as possible.
Yeah, put it in hot water.
Yeah, maybe.
What is she holding?
We'll see.
Behind you.
I think that is the sign from the some event that we had.
Oh, the Hastings Smackdown of Conrad.
Yep.
I think that's the official name now.
I think that is.
I think we have a
the official
website and
brand.
everything.
Yep.
That's what it's called. The Hastings Smackdown of Conrad.
It looks great. It's a great sign.
Oh, it's fantastic. I think it was BB's granddaughter.
Yeah.
That did that.
Mm-hmm. They did a great
fantastic.
job.
I could find you a old David Wells jersey.
Oh, okay. That could
That's
actually.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that would actually be helpful for me in the future, potentially.
But I'm not paying that.
Wait, how much is it?
We're not doing that one.
How much was it?
It was more than I was willing to pay.
Well, I would pay for it. How much was it?
You're not paying $275.
Oh God, no. No, I'm not. Better have Aaron Judge's sweat on it. If it's $275.
See, you're one of those weird.
I need to know
The
it's
guy that took the
authentic.
trash from the Kelsey Swift wedding and put it in the cubes. He's the guy that
Yeah,
buys those.
he is the guy that buys that
The
stuff.
girl that toots underwater and puts her bath water in a vial and sells it to all her
That's Conrad.
OnlyFans. That's Conrad buying that.
Oh, you do remember the girl that sold her farts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
That
what
worked for a little while. For
Why do you
her.
think he goes to P-Town on vacation? That's where he gets all that freak stuff.
Yes.
That's right. You know me too well, Pat.
Okay, how about this? Since you can't get a Yankees jersey before tomorrow.
Yeah.
Will you wear your P-Town shirt?
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Does anybody have a kid that was a little bigger for their age that
Husky
played on
kid.
the Yankees in Park Ball this year?
Yeah, a Husky kid.
Yeah, Husky kid.
Yeah.
Let's get like one of those mesh jerseys that you would have back when you.
Why doesn't Mary go find you a jersey? Like Mary is like your.
That's a good question. She should.
Yeah.
That would be really nice of her.
Her and Larry should go and find you a jersey somewhere.
You're not doing anything, Larry. Yeah, he's just sitting here. He's got nothing going on.
We've got the clarion call out for Yankees jersey for poor Conrad because he will not go and purchase another Yankees jersey, and he lost it when he moved.
That's so weak.
It is weak.
I've already had someone offer me a Ted Williams jersey. That's very. That's good. That's good.
How about
Very
Juan
fitting.
Soto?
Is it a Yankees one?
No, Juan Soto. Nationals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I could do that. That's fine.
Oh.
Well, we're trying, Conrad.
I appreciate. You know what? And I appreciate you guys trying to help me out. 'cause
Just wear your
that's-
P-Town shirt tomorrow, and we'll call it even.
I'll figure something out.
Found you a $70 Travis Matthew Yankees T-shirt that you could stain really quickly.
Thank you.
Let him go cut the grass.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd be good.
Sweat a little bit. We'll shrink up. DraftKings is now live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Alabama, win or go home. That's it. That's the World Cup knockout round. And DraftKings has you covered every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Alabama. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or that late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Alabama, the world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers, you need to sign up with this code JOX945. Spend $5, get $200 in total rewards every 21 days. That's code JOX945. in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Speaking of predictions, latest projections for the SEC. Who's going bowling and where? Well, we'll tell you. And Rob Pate joins us next.
Joining us down the Higginbotham hotline, Dr. Rob Pate joins us here on Three Man Front. Rob, a lot of conversation this week because the Big 12 has cut a deal with Monster Energy Drink where every football team is going to have the sponsor patch of Monster Energy on their jerseys. So a lot of conversation whether the SEC or maybe Alabama or Auburn should go that front. How do you feel about that? Would you like to see a sponsor patch on the Auburn jersey that you wore for 4 years?
I mean, at this point, who cares? You know, I mean, it's a new game, and everybody's doing what they can to produce revenue. I think the craziest thing is there really anything out there that all the SEC teams would agree that we'll all put that on our jersey and be happy with it? Like, I don't think that company exists. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but if there's a revenue stream tied to it, and other teams are doing it, and somehow that seems to have an advantage, then it won't be long before SEC and Big Ten are doing the same thing. So I can definitely see that on the horizon.
John Cohen, Auburn's athletic director, Rob, he's being praised for the fundraising efforts, roughly $35 million increase, I think, that annually of where that was and where that is now. How important is that? And just based on folks, you're within the community, you're ingrained there. What are the reviews of Auburn and the faithful, John Cohen, and the job he's done so far?
I would say that I'd say it's mixed. A lot of obviously disappointment with how football went and with how the freeze era was, and that's obviously John Cohen's pick. And then still the not really everybody being on the same page with Stephen Pearl and whether or not Auburn should have done a national search when the striking the iron while it's hot, and so we'll see. I think that the Pearl hire was a good hire, and I think that he'll be fine. But I can definitely understand people that question that and not having somebody with experience. I think the fundraising just speaks to a program that is one, they love Auburn. I mean, everybody affiliated with the school obviously loves it and wants to see it succeed, and you see the desire to put your money where your mouth is and try and get out there and be competitive with the rest of this conference. There's only so much you can do as far as Auburn's alumni base not being as big as some of the other schools, and then also not as wealthy as some of the Texas schools. So it really doesn't. I don't think you ever get up there to where you're top three. But, you still have to be in the ballpark to be able to, if you're serious about trying to win a championship in this era. So I think they've done about as good as you can there.
Rob, as we're talking about other revenue streams for these athletic departments, I know that it was a topic of discussion on this show. A lot of Auburn fans, they were not happy with that first game against Baylor being moved to Atlanta. Do you have a feeling one way or another on that game being moved away from Jordan-Hare?
Yeah, I mean, when you are in Auburn and games in your own stadium, it's definitely a frustrating factor. But at the same time, I mean, listen, it's when it's revenue generating in a way that you're having to use it to fund the athletes and the organizations that pay the athletes to get to campus. You do what you have to do, and you got to think outside of the box. And losing a home game is probably the most brutal way to have to endure that. But you also have to be understanding that if our athletic department thinks that's the best mechanism to earn and that revenue. It's just part of it. I mean, it's I don't like it as a business owner, as somebody that lives here, that played here, that knows how special those moments are. But I'm also not balancing the books, and so I get it. I don't like it, but I get it, and I'm sure other teams will have to do similar things coming up.
Rob Pate, former Auburn defensive back, joining us here on Three Man Front, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. We're just going over sporting news. They came out with their projections, bowl projections. Auburn is not one of the 11 teams that they had projected, but I just wanted to ask you, how will success be measured for Alex Golesh in that first season? And for you as a former player and as a guy that is a constant supporter there in the community, how will you judge it? But ultimately, how will everyone judge Alex Golesh, and how will that be measured?
Well, I think that, he answered this question with having an identity at the end of the season, knowing that he's not entering year two, still wondering what he is and what this program is. He wants that to be hard-nosed football, a team that can run the ball, a team that's successful in the red zone. I think that's what he wants the calling card to be. The general public's going to view it as just wins and losses. And, and I think that that's fair, because that's really all that, what matters most is, did you win? Did you lose? The hard part is that the schedule is so difficult that this could be a really good team that wins 7 games. And, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a memorable season, but that is a program moving in the right direction. I definitely should be a team that goes to a bowl, no doubt. Definitely should be a team that is favored and probably should win every home game. If you pick up some on the road, man, I think that is that's icing on the cake, and that's something that we need to start doing. But for me, it's winning close games. That's been the issue. All of these games are close. Auburn's best seasons have been teams that have been able to win them, and Auburn's worst seasons have been teams that just don't have the character to be able to get over the hump. And so I'm looking for a program that finally has the grit to be able to win close ones.
That is Rob Pate, joins us every Thursday here on Three Man Front. I assume everyone made it through the 4th of July holiday weekend. Everything went okay?
Man, everybody made it. I tell you, man, between moving and vacation and then 4th of July, I hope we have nothing to do this weekend.
Hey, you're ready to get back to work, right? You're ready to get back to work and get some rest.
Keep slinging that yogurt.
That's right.
Hey, when are y'all going to come try some?
I will be down there for the Hewitt game. I will be down there for the Hewitt game. Remember, I'm staying at your place.
Guest room.
Remember? I'm
Perfect.
staying there.
Let's do it.
All right. I'll be there. Hey, Rob, y'all have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, guys.
Take care. That is Rob Pate joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Coming up next hour, we will get a little bit more into this meeting of the minds between Texas Tech and Cody Campbell and Brett Yormark, what that was all about. That's straight ahead on Jocks.
Scrolling with Haley.
I am Haley Carania. I scroll with the homies here in the live chat because there's a lot to scroll through on X, on Instagram, on TikTok.
Cutting through the clutter, one hot take at a time.
Love seeing you all in the chat before the show. I tried to jump in just a few minutes before to say hello. I love the chat interaction. Thank you for helping. But I do it to get all of the videos and all of the content that you won't find anywhere else.
Scrolling with Haley.
Just search that up and I will be there.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet. Go behind the scenes and beyond the headlines with the biggest names in pro wrestling and beyond.
Jeff Jarrett, great to see you.
In this business, the story behind the scenes, so much more entertaining than what you see on camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
Mr. Heyman, you are a master at the little things. That's how you turn good into great.
What does it take to achieve greatness? Whatever it takes, I'm willing to do.
That's an Emmy-winning performance.
How about it?
Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.